Have you ever wished that there was a chocolate dessert that was so delicious, that was actually healthy for you, and that had portion control built in so that you wouldn't have to worry that you'd overdo it?
Hi, I'm Tammy.
I'm Lacey.
We're the Nutrition Twins. We're registered dietitians and personal trainers. And today we are so excited to share with you one of our favorite weight loss desserts, as well as what ingredients in a dessert make it super healthy when it comes to weight loss and helpful. And then which ingredients make it not so helpful when it comes to weight loss.
Yeah, and we're so excited to share this with you today because we have to tell you, as chocolate lovers ourselves, as girls that have helped, as registered dietitians, as girls who've helped hundreds of people to achieve their health and weight loss goals while eating chocolate, we have to say this dessert is ideal because not only is it something that you can turn to when you have a chocolate craving that is as easy to get to, as easy as opening up a candy bar, right?
Right.
It's as delicious, but it doesn't leave you feeling heavy, and it's got the built-in portion control so that you don't have to worry that you'll overdo it. And it's actually healthy for you. So we're so excited to share it with you. And we have to say it is all-inclusive. If you're gluten-free, if you're vegan, if you're paleo, Whole30, if you're
a clean eater,
dairy-free, this is for you.
This dessert's got it all.
I will say someone is not invited to this party, and it is sugar. That's right, I said it, because we use all natural, no processed sugar in this, and it is so delicious and so good.
And let me tell you one other thing. Our clients tell us that it looks like, or it tastes like, a Tootsie Roll married with a powdered donut.
Holy moly.
But with no added sugar.
Yes! Oh, amazing. So I want to tell you about some of the ingredients that we used versus some of the ones that we don't use, because you may be tempted if you have some ingredients around your house, like, oh, I'll just throw this in. But I think after you hear why we use ingredients that we use and don't use, you might change your mind on that. And the ingredients that we use are no big deal. You can get them at the market. It's not like
they're easy breezy.
Yeah, totally. So one of the first things, let's put it this way. Why is there no added sugar? Why is sugar not invited to our party? Well, or sometimes with our recipes we use a little bit of added sugar, but generally this one has none. And have you ever had like a Reese's peanut butter cup, or maybe a Hershey Kiss,
or a cookie?
Yeah. And then wanted another, and then wanted another? Us too. How crazy. Us too. That sugar, what a little bugger that is. I mean, it really gets the best of you.
It does.
It really does. And let me tell you what sugar does. The added sugar that we're talking about, it actually, when we eat it, it releases opioids and dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter in our brain. And what that does is it gives you these pleasure signals, and it says to you, like, all right, this is really good. Please get us more. And for some reason, like with sugar, we're pretty obedient. Like our brain's like, oh, get me some more sugar. And we're like, oh, of course. Why don't I just eat more sugar?
We let that sugar hijack our brains.
Totally. And then what dopamine does, like, that you go and get more sugar, and then your brain actually adjusts, and the same amount of sugar that used to give you that pleasurable, good feeling, no longer, you don't get it from that. So you actually need to eat more sugar to get that same dopamine boost that you used to already get.
Exactly. So not only does sugar affect those neurotransmitters and make you crave more sugar, but it actually affects your taste buds and makes you appreciate less. It makes you not appreciate the less sweets. It makes you only appreciate those sweeter foods.
The super sweet ones.
The refined sugar.
Yeah. Super, super sweet. I mean, that's a problem. Then, something else that happens with sugar, you know what? It causes inflammation. And inflammation, chronic inflammation, what sugar causes, we see it as a hallmark in all of our overweight clients. And it's a hallmark trait. And the thing about chronic inflammation is it's linked with every single chronic disease there are. Diabetes, heart disease, cancer,
aging, everything.
So
inflammation. It starts with inflammation.
Holy moly, this sugar is so crazy. So then it's not only doing that, but then inflammation, since it's making your body... Inflammation, the way I see it, It's kind of like you, Tammy. It's like a bull in the china
So
shop.
mean.
It's so true. Tammy comes over. She's here right now, right? And like the second she walks in, like something flies off the wall, something breaks. She's like the bull in the china shop.
That's not true.
It is so true. So that's the way inflammation is. Everything is peaceful and calm, and then suddenly you gotta like, oh my God, start putting out fires. Do you think your body can preserve energy that way? Absolutely not. You're gonna feel exhausted. It steals your energy because you've got to put out fires. Like I have, like, you think I'm focused here, but really, one side of me is like, oh my
She's
God,
gotta keep her
where's she
eye
gonna
on
knock
me.
off the table? Like I've got glass here. Like what's gonna happen? So I can't.
We got all sorts of things I can
can't
break.
have as much energy as I would like because I've got to like be one foot out the door trying to control her. That's what chronic inflammation does for you. And if you want to know something else about chronic inflammation, it also, because it's putting all your organs into overdrive, it also messes with your metabolism, and it just makes it much more difficult to lose weight, which is a problem if that's your goal.
So we have to get that inflammation down, and we want those weight loss desserts to be low in sugar because that sugar causes inflammation.
Or no added sugar, and we'll teach you the trick to that. So, do you want to tell them about like how crazy we used to be with sugar? Because we've overcome our
We were absolutely crazy. I mean, we still love sugar. Don't get us
Oh,
wrong. We love
yeah.
sweets.
Oh,
it shouldn't
yeah.
only be sugar, but
Oh,
sweets are our
yeah.
thing. Sweets are our thing. But we did overcome them, and we've told you guys this story in different versions before, but we were obsessed with frozen yogurt in high school. And we'd eat lightly throughout the day, and then we'd go for the frozen yogurt.
We wouldn't eat it, not it lightly throughout the day. We'd eat food lightly throughout the day.
And knowing that we were getting our frozen yogurt later in the day.
Because we wanted to save our
up
room.
for the fat-free yogurt, which maybe was slightly healthier. Maybe.
But it definitely had.
They just added more sugar when they took the fat out, to be honest. Let's be real here.
But we thought it was healthier. And in some ways, you know, it's a toss-up. There's some benefits, but not to all that sugar.
And we would go for this frozen yogurt, and our friend worked there.
at the yogurt store,
to hook us up for yogurt. I mean, our
for high
eyes
school
were...
budgets. I mean, holy moly.
Come on, it was our biggest dream come true. It was.
It was. Oh my gosh, that's sad to say, but it probably was one of. I mean, that and winning like a big soccer championship.
Right. But sometimes you eat all that frozen yogurt and then
Scoring
go
the winning goal.
Right.
Like that's pretty pathetic.
And sometimes we eat all of that sugar and then go play soccer. But we would, like, our mouths, we would drool for it. Like, one day the store was closed and literally I thought I was going to cry. I mean, we were so
We
addicted.
probably were crying. How embarrassing. I can't believe I just admitted it. She was probably crying in the back
You were
of the
crying
car.
in the back. I was sitting
No,
in the
I
back of the
probably
car.
was just like, oh my gosh.
One of
I
our
don't know
friends
how to
definitely was
survive.
like, pedal to the metal, let's get the twins to the yogurt store before someone has a heart attack here.
Someone was gonna like it was bad. So then the frozen yogurt store was closed. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. But what ended up happening was not only did we get really addicted to that, so we grew up in this really healthy household where our mom baked everything from scratch, and even her low sugar desserts, like all of our lives when we were kids, like that was so sugary and delicious to us. But when we got used to having this like store-bought fat-free frozen yogurt that was so sugary, like it just didn't do the trick for us anymore. It just didn't.
We wanted more and more, and that's exactly what sugar does. It hijacks those taste buds, and
so her
we
low
need
sugar
more.
desserts no
longer were
work
sweet enough for us.
Yeah. So ultimately, we beat that habit. We beat it, and we've helped clients to do the same, and we'll tell you more about that in a little bit. I want to get back to the ingredients in this dark chocolate dessert.
Yes,
and I want to tell you about chocolate. As chocolate lovers, we do not mess around. And so when we talk about chocolate that way, there's something you really need to know with chocolate. There's chocolate that's good for you, and you've probably heard that, but there's not all chocolate is good for you. There, I had to do it. I had to rip off the Band-Aid. I didn't want them thinking that all chocolate's good. I ripped it off like really fast. So there you have it. Not all chocolate's good for you.
No.
I know, only some is. And so we use the chocolate that is good for you. And so that is, when we're talking about chocolate with benefits, the health benefits that you hear about, it's unprocessed raw cocoa and cacao powder, cacao nibs, and then the dark chocolate and milk chocolate, or it's usually, actually, sorry, that was a mistake. It's dark chocolate that's unprocessed, and that these chocolates have with no added dairy or preservatives or colors. And the reason being that we choose these chocolates that are raw is because once you start heating them up and processing them, then you lose all the antioxidants and the health benefits. And that's also at the same time when they start adding sugar and milk fat and oils. And those are things that, like, so you're taking away all the healthy components and you're adding in things that aren't necessarily so good for you or good for your waistline.
Right, so let's get back to cacao for a second, because let me tell you something so cool in cacao. Cacao has
Let's show you, like, cacao.
Oh yeah, this is
cacao powder. But again, it could be
like.
cocoa powder as long as it's not processed and raw. We like this brand. There's so many others
It should
out
be
there.
raw, as long as it's not processed, is what she meant. Okay, so cacao contains theobromine, and the important thing you need to know here is just that it will help you to lower blood pressure. It is good for your heart, and it can help PMS. It can actually possibly improve mental focus and clarity. And this is because it dilates your blood vessels and enhances the flow of nutrients and oxygen throughout your body.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
a total score.
Yeah.
And if you're someone who suffers from bloat,
Who doesn't?
I mean, seriously, then this is great because it contains theobromine, actually acts as a diuretic and gets that bloat out of there.
And so Tammy's talking about, remember, that unprocessed chocolate that we just talked about. So not all chocolate's going to help fight bloat by any stretch of the imagination. The other thing is there's a belly fat bonus when you're actually eating the unprocessed or the raw cacao, cocoa powder chocolate. And what happens with that belly fat bonus is that there's a unique set of antioxidants in the raw unprocessed chocolate. And that actually, it reduces stress hormones, including cortisol. And you've probably heard about cortisol, that stress
Cortisol
hormone.
and belly fat are linked like this.
Yeah, and cortisol, it increases cravings and it makes
Favors weight gain in the abdomen.
right, and it decreases fat burning. So there you have it. That's one of the reasons why we use the unprocessed or raw cacao powder in this recipe, because you're getting all those healthy benefits. And then we can sweeten it up however we want, but not with that added sugar that's just so highly addictive and that causes you to want more and more and causes weight gain.
Right. Okay, so on to the next ingredient.
Yeah.
Should I say it?
Of course, go for it.
Dates. Okay. Dates.
Oh,
They
go
say-
ahead, show them. Tell them.
Dates. Higher, so they can say dates. Okay, so with dates,
We use medjool dates in this recipe.
they're super sweet.
They're super
and they
big.
are dried fruit, but it's a natural sweet. It's a natural sugar, so it's not refined. It's not processed. It comes packaged with fiber, so your blood sugar is going to be rises a little more slowly, and then does not come for a sugar high followed by a crash as refined sugar does.
Yeah.
And the thing here, though, is it is more calorie dense and more sugary than fresh fruit. So again, portion is key here.
Portion's always king, but that's why with this recipe we have built-in portion control.
Yes!
Yahoo! So now you know we have the dates in there, and one of the things about the dates too is that they're really great source of anti-inflammatory antioxidants. So remember how we were talking about that inflammation that makes it harder to lose weight that comes with sugar? Not so with naturally sweet dates. On top of that, dates come in a whole other package. So yes, they're sweet, but they come in a container that comes with fiber and with other nutrients, and they have that really great chewy resistance. And that fiber causes a very gradual release of your blood sugar, not that spike and crash that.
So I mentioned that refined sugars do. No, dates do not do that.
No, because they've got the fiber. So 5 grams of fiber in these dates. These are big dates. So there you have it.
Should we show them how it's done?
Yeah, and this is one of the greatest things. So this recipe is a no blender, no bake recipe that is so easy that you can easily open and you can easily have this, and at the same time, and just as fast, you could open a candy bar. So why bother having the candy bar when you do this?
Exactly. Okay, so let's see. So we put some of the cacao into a bowl.
These dates, the medjool dates, you could actually use a deglet date as well, but these are bigger and just we really find
They're
them
juicier,
so
they're
satisfying.
sweeter.
And all you do, you ready for this, folks? Can they see? Lift it. Oh,
Yeah, I think they can
ready,
see.
folks?
Roll, yabba dabba doo!
Roll.
There it is.
Yes, that's the Tootsie Roll powder donut combination.
Married into one.
And what we do so that they're so this is my personal stash for my freezer. Oh, you can't see it so well, but we put them, we lay them flat. We lay them flat in a freezer bag and in a bag and freeze them. So what happens is you can't eat these impulsively. Believe me, I've tried. And what happens is you nearly break a tooth because Because you keep them in the freezer, they're so hard. I literally almost lost a tooth.
But that's the trick.
That's the beauty of this.
That is the beauty. You want to put it into the freezer because you actually have to then plan it out first because you take out one at a time, let it slightly defrost, and then
About
you're ready
5
during
to
that
10
time.
minutes.
And during those 5 to 10 minutes, you can calm down, take some deep breaths, get ready for this fabulous chocolatey tasting dessert. And we know you might be thinking that sounds a little strange, but it's amazing. Wait till you try it.
So you can take. So that's why it's built in portion control. You can't eat impulsively. You can't stand at the freezer the same way you can with a container of ice cream. So you eat it like that way. And one other thing that we highly suggest as you let it thaw is have either green, black, or oolong tea. Iced tea is fine. Hot tea is fine. But that's going to give you theanine to create a mental calmness and alertness so
To
that you
relax you so you can be mentally focused so that you're not going to overdo it and keep wanting to dive in for more.
And one of these dates, they're so big and so satisfying and chewy and delicious. 74 calories, 5 grams of fiber, no added sugar, and there you have it. So
That is it.
right. So if you're someone that struggles with sugar, like so many people do, it's very likely that your blood sugar or your other hormones are off track, and we'd love to help you, and we can help you. And if you struggle, you do not need to. Just go. We can have you sign up for a free chat with us so we can figure out how we can best help you. You go to nutritiontwins.com, and then you go to work with us one-on-one, and then you just schedule a free chat, because honestly, as former sugar strugglers, it is so nice not to struggle with the sugar that we used to, the way that we used to,
And to still be able to enjoy the foods we love.
Yeah.
And sweet foods.
Sweet foods. I mean, we have total sweet foods. I kind of want to tell them about our client Amy. Okay. All right.
Two.
So Amy,
Go ahead.
yeah. Okay. So Amy came to us, and she she set up that free chat with us, and she told us on that call. She said, "I eat sugar all day, and when I'm not eating it, I think about it." And she said she kept it in her purse. Remember that? She kept it in her purse, and she woke up in the morning thinking about it, and she knew it was keeping 15 pounds on her.
It controlled her mind. Sugar was all day.
Yeah, she was 15 pounds heavier than she wanted to be, and she knew for sure it was about the sugar. And so for her, she said, "I know for sure I don't want to go to cold turkey, and I know I can never live without sugar." And not that we'd ever ask her to do that anyway.
No.
But she really was desperate for help. She said, "I know it's messing everything in my life," and it really felt like it had such a hold on her. So what we did was we helped her control her blood sugar and a bunch of her different hormones through her diet. But really, with her, the main thing we had to do, number one thing, was so that she didn't start her day with sugar. She'd done that for so long, and it was just setting her up for a kill. So we had her start her day with naturally sweet breakfast, and that was kind of like the kicker that got her going. And now today she's the 15 pounds lighter. And she never thought she'd have days where she wasn't eating, some days without added sugar. Like some days she has a little bit of added sugar, which is totally fine. She's at her
normal
goal.
and natural.
And she doesn't let so the regular sugar doesn't get the best of her, but she's at her goal. So you could be like Amy too. They could be like Amy too.
Absolutely.
Like, why struggle with anything, nutrition, weight, or anything related?
Or eating some of your favorite foods, or having
Yeah.
sweets when you can have it all.
Yeah, just that, and you can have it all if you get in touch with us, because we can help you. So go to our site, nutritiontwins.com, work with us one-on-one, and set up your free call, because why wouldn't you want to? Like, we want to help you. We do not believe you should be struggling. You do not need to struggle. Like, we did all the dirty work for you. We did the struggling so you don't have to.
Exactly.
And with that, our friends, enjoy that chocolate dessert. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Bye.